The lawless one is none other than Mars 360. Yes, the planet Mars and its revolution around the sun. How I calculated that was by using the English Sumerian gematria, where you assign a numerical value to each letter of a word. When you use the English Sumerian gematria, what you do is you start with 6 and you move in increments of 6 as you go through the alphabets. So A equals 6, A would equal 6, B would equal 12, C would equal 18, and so on and so forth. So if you take the word Mars and you total it, you would get the 306. If you simply add 360 to that, you get 666. So that's how I was able to come up with the answer that the lawless one is none other than Mars 360. Mars is within 30 degrees of the lunar node January 15th, 2020, all the way until April 3rd, 2020. So during that time frame, we can expect serious escalation of rocket fire from Gaza into Israel. And the concentration of rocket fire during that time will exceed the amount of rocket fire at any other time during that year.
Roads and schools are closed and trains have been stopped all across southern Israel following a full night of rockets launched at the hands of the Palestinian Islamic Jihad terror group in the Gaza Strip. And the IDF is now opening all of its shelters in the southern region ahead of yet another predicted round of violence. At least 30 rockets and mortars have been sent over aimed at civilian Israeli communities, half of which were intercepted by the Iron Dome defenses, while the rest fell into open areas. Israel, on the other hand, is retaliating with force, attacking Islamic Jihad targets across the Strip.
We can expect another increase in hostilities in Israel, particularly as it pertains to the amount of rocket fire from Gaza. The next time we can expect that increase is between February 9th, 2021 and May 13th, 2021, when Mars will be within 30 degrees of the lunar node.
Tonight in Tel Aviv, images that change everything in an escalation that has already spiraled so fast. Israel's missile defense systems lighting up the sky as they try to intercept incoming Hamas rockets. 130 of them were fired from Gaza in one barrage. Flights at the international airport were urgently suspended and diverted. Hamas said it was a specific target.
We can expect that the number of rockets fired this year between June 22nd, 2022 to September 19th, 2022 will exceed the amount of rockets fired by Gaza militants into Israel for the rest of the year. And now I'm doing this again in the year 2023. Gaza militants will fire more of their rockets between August 24th, 2023 and November 15th, 2023. Between that time, the highest amount of rockets fired from Gaza into Israel will exceed the amount of rockets fired during any other month in the year 2023. Expect another round of escalation to occur against Israel between April 12th, 2024 and June 25th, 2024. And expect the escalation during that time to exceed the escalation at any other point during the year.
Explosions lit up Israel's night sky as interceptors took down dozens upon dozens of Iranian-launched drones. Israel's military spokesman said the nation's defense systems detected incoming drones, cruise missiles, and ballistic missiles launched from Iran and its proxies.
In the year 2025, Mars will be within 30 degrees of the lunar node between June 5th, 2025 and September 4th, 2025. And during that time, the enemies of Israel will fire their highest concentration of rocket fire and missile fire against Israel. And that number will exceed the amount of rocket fire at any other time during the year 2025. For the last 4 years, I've given people that have watched, I've given you all a sign. And the sign being Mars within 30 degrees of the lunar node, leading to escalated rocket fire from Gaza to Israel relative to the rest of the year, has come to pass. It's played out exactly as I explained it. As I said it would happen in the last 4 years. I gave you a sign and the sign came to pass. And therefore, I propose that we go after other gods, gods that you have not known, and look for a way to serve them. So in saying this, I advise that we start making concessions to this god of war, who gets his power from Satan clearly, as we see the atrocious behavior of Hamas and Gaza militants during this Mars within 30 degrees of the lunar node phase. I advise that we begin making concessions to this god of war and give Satan what he wants. So here's how the plan works, if you can just bear with me for a second. Speaking as a prophet that is speaking on behalf of the god of war, who gets his power from Satan, it is advised that an image be made to the god of war. And this god of war, historically his name has been Ares, Mars, Horus. There have been other names for him, but in this generation his name is to be Amaris. And what we have to do is we need to make an image to him and give him a platform here on the world stage. And that image, that platform will be sort of a dwelling place for him. And in exchange for doing this, the god of war will reduce his influence on the enemies of Israel. And the result of this will be that Israel will be able to live in peace and not have to deal with the insidious nature of Mars' influence on those who harbor antipathy against Jews and the state of Israel,